Hello and welcome back to part 9 of Digimon World 3 Randomized. Let's get back to it. We gotta go discover what's going on with Byakko City. I have so much story. I have so much to talk about. So I haven't recorded one of these in a couple weeks. Specifically, last week I didn't record any because I discovered, discovered, I think it was shown to me in the Discord that there was a Pokemon fan game based on Digimon World 1, Digimon New World. If you haven't watched it yet, you're not one of the several thousand people who found me through the algorithm. But just in case you're like, that's new and I don't like new, I'm scared. That's what that series is. Or if you're watching this like in the future, you should check it out. I did a quick and dirty 12 parts. So pretty much all last week. That was the only thing I recorded. But it was fun. I beat the game. I think I had some issues with it, but nothing like too crazy. Nothing that would stop me from enjoying the game. But yeah, it was a really good time. We're currently going through another Wrath of Zalis Renaissance, where part 1 of a video does so well that it just like permanently hits the algorithm a little bit. Not permanently, but hits it for like a while. The only other time I've had that happen was Digimon World's Next Order Randomized, when I first played that. Currently, the record for my most liked video and one of my most watched videos definitely has the most likes. New World is doing about half as well as that did, which is good. Like that's still very impressive. I'm gonna save here because I almost loaded the save before I remembered that I use save states here. Anyway, it was very good. You should check it out. Very good, very faithful to Digimon World 1, but also like the V-Pets. I think something I didn't learn until after I beat the game is that a lot of the digivolutions are obtuse on purpose, because in the original V-Pets, like, the lines didn't make any sense. Like, I don't think Patamon digivolves to Angemon in the game, because in the original V-Pet it didn't. Elecmon turns into Angemon for some reason. It's a whole thing, but yeah, you should check that out. So I'm gonna go through a couple of my notes that I have that are older, but I still want to make sure I get them out of there. Every once in a while, I get like a really fucking weird dream, and I like to share them because someday I'll get popular enough where someone will go back to the archives and make like a compilation of all my weird dreams, and then they'll be like, "This dude's not right." And I can be like, "Yeah, man, thanks for compiling it. I'm gonna send that to a therapist. Thank you." So here's a dream I had, would have been like a month or two ago at this point, but I dreamt I found a few tiny ants on like the end of my finger. Like they were, I would say they were in the corner between like where the bottom of the fingernail goes to my finger. I was like very, very tiny, like enough where like if you don't look that closely you wouldn't notice it, or if they weren't moving you might just be like, oh, I've just got like a smudge on me or something. But because I was moving, I did see them. And so, like, you know, you kill them, you get rid of them. Like, I wiped them off, but then noticed there were even more. Even after holding my hand underwater, washing my hands, they just kept appearing until I saw one crawl out from under the back of my fingernail, and then I woke up. Yeah, so that was the dream. Any questions? Any questions that I helped? I dreamed that I had a bunch of tiny ants crawling out from under my fingernail. Is that weird? Is that normal? Now, this did happen maybe a few days after first discovering the ant infestation I had in my apartment. Do you think it's related? Probably not, right? Probably just coincidence. The ant infestation is over, by the way. They did either they moved on, or my ant bait worked, or I sealed up all the potential places they could get into my apartment from. Yeah, that's the plan. You better not. What? What? Why not? Just go back with you, okay? Hey, wait. He's gone. Well, don't assume. But what's up with the Byakko City thing? Well, you see, Byakko is the white tiger to the red phoenix and it's a black turtle and then blue dragon, and it's really just a, oh, sorry, hold on, my microphone, I'm being cut out. Oh, wait, hold on, help, please. Okay. I don't think there's a point to looking through the city right now. I mean, you can for, like, flavor, I guess. We're closed for today. We're not selling anything. We've got no weapons to sell you. We're busy right now. Go away. Okay. The vibes don't feel terrific. Also, this bothers me a little bit, like these weird designs. Because, like, you have Ponchomon and you have Togemon. Just use them. Like, why do they, like, make up a weird-ass deity or something? Same thing with, like, the Pharaoh Ruins. Like, there's so many Digimon. Even back then, there were so many Digimon. Just use them. This is the front desk, but you can't stay here. Go away. I'm sorry, you can't save here. If you want to save, please go elsewhere. Actually, credit to that guy. He didn't tell me to, like, fuck off. He was basically just like, I can't help you. Switch Digimon. Sorry, we can't do that right now. I mean, stay with him. Yeah, don't worry. The vibes are completely normal. Nothing's wrong here. Nothing for me to get worried about. Byakko Gnome. I bet it would feel great. What? What? Where am I? Who? What? Hey, you can't do challenge later? I'm going to bet 100 bid on you. Only 100? There's more players in the city. But it's only your imagination that you can't see them. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, it's probably fine. Oh, he's just a kid. That's no challenge. Looks like another strong one is here again. Okay. Oh, you must be the new challenger. Please come inside. Byakko leader's waiting for you. Well, if you insist. We've all been waiting for you. Hurry and go fight with our leader. Guys, I feel like I shouldn't fight the leader. I feel like something might be wrong here. Welcome, challenger. Let's battle. Wait a sec. First, I've got a question. First, we fight. If you win, I'll tell you all I know. Okay, there's no way I'm going to lose. Oh. Oh. I'll do my best. Oh, I think someone told me how the, in one of the comments, I, like, vaguely remember this. I think someone said, how stealing works in this game. I think, like, if the drop rate is, like, 3%, then, like, Pick and Claw has, like, a 6% chance to get the item. And then I think, like, there's the upgraded version of Pick and Claw. I forget what it's called. But that has, like, you know, 12%. Like, it goes like that. But overall, it seems like stealing is not affected by stats. It's just, like, a flat kind of percent based on the Digimon. So, like, you know, trash. Unless there's a Digimon that has, like, something very specifically you're looking for, there's really just no reason to use it, in my opinion. Which is a bummer. Oh, wow, you're actually taking a lot of hits. Also, there are some big discussions about how XP of, oh, I can load Pick and Claw, speaking of. There are some big discussions about how the Digivolve levels work compared to normal levels. If I remember, because again, these were like a couple weeks ago that I read these. I think that it's different from Digimon to Digimon, but like a sort of overgeneralized way to tell is, I think, I'm gonna get corrected. I don't want to start the conversation again, but I'm gonna have to. I think the way it was that Digivolution levels are like out of 10, and while Digimon give points based on like their normal XP divided by 10, so like if, for instance, a Digimon gives 30 XP, then they would give 3 Digivolve XP. So you would have to fight 4 of them to level to the next level, you know, with 2 to carry over. I think that's how that works. It was a formula, and I kind of looked at it. I like vaguely, or enough. I read it at the time. I just don't remember it anymore. But I was like, sure, seems right. I don't know, like, sure, why not? I don't really know more than that, but it does mean that I think, and I think. This goes for all levels in this game. You can't level more than once at a time? Question mark? At least for Digivolution levels. So like, even if you had a fight, where that somehow awards you with like 11 Digivolve XP, you would still only have one level up, and then you would get the next level up in the next battle. I think that's right. And if it's not right, please, by all means, correct me. I'm not claiming to be an expert on the subject. Ah, you're strong. I like you. Okay, then. So what about this guy called Lucky Mouse? Hold on a minute. That Byakko badge is in that room. I'll listen to you after you get it. Okay, I'll be right back. So wait here. Why would I tell him to wait here? Bam, 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 bam. I mean, even as a kid, you wouldn't come to this area. You wouldn't do this and be like, wow, that was easy. Anyway, on to the next area. Like, surely you must have figured it out. Oh, that's weird. There isn't any badge here. I love movement like this with pixel art. I guess not pixel art, but like with like low... I don't know how to describe this art style. The 2.5D style, 2.0 style. But I love watching like the little animations they have with like the 2D sprites mixing with like a little bit of 3D. Wow. Again, why use birds? Why not use like Birdramon or Patamon or something? Like, you have Digimon. You should never have to use animals. The same thing with Pokemon. I don't ever want to see a normal-ass bird in Pokemon. Where am I? Oh yeah, I fell into the basement. Okay, I need to find a way out of here. How could you have known it was the basement? Shouldn't you have just said you fell? Like, what about this says basement? What the fuck are you talking about? I don't remember if you actually... I think you do, yeah. I think you have to go talk. No, you don't. Oh, it's blocked up. Oh, you do, okay. Yeah, you have to talk to the, or try to escape first. Hello, I seem to have fallen down. I'd like to escape now, please. Sorry, you can't pass through. We've captured you. Ha 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 ha. Go downstairs and stay quiet with everyone else. What? No one's there? Don't lie to me. No one can escape from this underground cave. Now, I'm not going to tell an evil organization how to run their business because, you know, having never run an evil organization, unless you count a YouTube channel. Having never run an evil organization, I would think that if you were going to take prisoners, that would be something you should probably keep a close eye on. just in case, I guess. What's blocking this hole? A big rock? Yeah, man. I mean, you met a Numon like 10 minutes ago. Sure looks like a Numon. It's moving. It's green with purple spots. Must be a rock. Yeah, man. You got it. I'm no rock. You don't say. Whoa. What? What? Whoops. Hey, you're that Numon. Hey, it's that dog again. That's right. I'll help you. Come on. Now, I was going to mention this earlier. The Byakko leaders and Digimon were randomized, obviously. It is a little bit of a mixed message that you get helped by a Numon, and then I'm pretty sure they use Numon. Maybe it's been a while, though. Like, I could be wrong. Hey, thanks. What is with the people of Byakko City? Their leader lied and dropped me into the basement. They're phonies. Just like Holden Caulfield told me about. What? Oh, but I keep doing it. What? Then who were those guys? Hey, hold on. What's going on? Oh, alright. See ya. Alright then. Let's find the real leader and talk to him. Shout out to Numon getting a good rep for once. Just being like, no, Numon's a hero. I think we're in Dum Dum Factory right now. Yes, we are. What gave it away? Okay. Also, I missed the pun about Mobius Desert the first time I played this game. Get it? It's Mobius. Like, it just keeps going. Not to be confused with the hit vampire film, Sinners. Ooh, an orange Steamon. Looks like Gatorade. I can't articulate it better, but it looks like Oh no, it looks like High C, like the juice box. I almost said fruit box. Okay, I have more stories. Let's see. So you heard my horrific dream. A couple weeks ago, I guess 2 weeks ago now, I had lunch with my sister, my little sister, my little brother. Haven't seen my sister in quite a few years, just because life happens. I don't know what to tell you. And I see my little brother every once in a while. He's been in a bunch of videos. He's been in like the Mario Party videos and stuff like that. You've heard him before. If you're a real Wrath of the Daedalus fan, aren't just watching the Digimon stuff, because, you know, just throw that out there. I mean, you can watch whatever you want, but, like, you know, you would have more information if you'd watch other things. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I think I only wrote down one highlight that wasn't, like, you know, deeply personal information. But one thing that I thought was really funny was my sister ended up having, like, a bad job. It was at a restaurant that I won't name. It was not a chain restaurant. It was a very local restaurant to, like, our hometown. And she was working there in the winter because she does landscaping. And so, like, she needs to do something during the winter when, you know, the grass is under snow. So she was working there. She didn't like it. She wasn't paid very well. But it was recommended to her by our brother, because our brother worked there for, like, many, many years. And the reason he worked there is that they paid under the table. So he could, you know, he could take home a good amount of money. He could make his own hours. But they didn't really extend that same offer to my sister. So she didn't like it. But she sticks with it through the winter. Spring starts up, and she's got, like, her real job. And the restaurant owner is getting, like, kind of pissy with her. Like, just, like, really passive aggressive and stuff. Like, you know, it's your job to show up here, and, like, treating it like, you know, like you work for, like, the Pentagon or something. Which it wasn't. And she was like, I mean, it's not. Like, this is not my primary job. My other job pays me significantly more, and I enjoy it more. Like, that's where I'm going to be putting my focus. And the owner was not having it. It was like one day, she just quit by no showing. She just didn't show up. And because she had to work her other job. Like I think she said something like, she's like, you can't schedule me here. Like, I can't work it. And then they did the classic, like, bad boss thing where they schedule it anyway. Like, just expecting you just to, like, I don't know what they expect. Like, just a little tangent here, but I'm like, if you put in time off for, like, a vacation, or, like, because you have another commitment, and your boss, like, what kind of idiot, like, I'll say it, like, what kind of fucking moron sees a request like that and goes, sorry, first come, first serve. Or it's like, or sorry, I need you to work that day anyway. And then they don't show up. And then the owner does the fucking shocked Pikachu face. They're like, what do you mean you didn't show up on the day that you said you couldn't show up to? Like, I've always found it so weird that some people think it's like a request to take time off. It's like, no, brother, like, I'm telling you, I can't work this day. You can either let me take the time off, or you're going to be short-staffed that day. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So, he did that classic thing. And then she was like, oh, sorry, I got into a car accident. And she sent a photo of a car accident. Now, the reason I'm telling this, and the genius of this, is that it was a real car accident. It did really happen to her about 3 years earlier than when she quit. And I'm like, that's pretty good. Like, just, like, keeping a photo of your car accident to bank for when you need, like, a good, like, you know, excuse. That's some work of a craftsman. That's a experienced liar, an experienced gaslighter. So I was honestly impressed. I can't do that because the one accident that I was in was during a snowstorm. So, like, it kind of limits when I can really pull the card, because there's some evidence that it might not be the day of, considering there's like 6 inches of snow on the ground. But yeah, that was pretty fun. It was interesting catching up with my siblings. Oh, it's are you Master Tyrannomon or are you Dark Tyrannomon? You are Master Tyrannomon. Why am I fighting a boss? Do you have boss stats? Well, why do you like do like a full flop and then get back up? Master Fire? Oh shit. This could be it. No, I'm kidding. We're chilling. Okay, what else? I've been playing more Death Stranding. I should say was playing more Death Stranding. I haven't really played it in like a week because work got really busy, and then I got really busy, and then I took I went away on a trip over the weekend, so I haven't been able to play it, but I have been enjoying it. I'm like pretty deep into the game. I want to say I'm like chapter like 6 or 7. It's a tall tower beyond the Mobius Desert, but I've never been there, so I don't know much. But I don't know much. I've been to Mobius Desert, but it's dangerous. You get lost in all the nothingness. Okay. If you get lost, go north to get out. Okay. So I believe it counts... I'm trying to remember the way it does this. I think that's north. So that's west, and that's south. I think you need to go west, south, west, south, west, south. There is a DRI agent chilling in here somewhere. There he is. DRI agent Ken, I'm a black belt. I'm an athletic researcher. What the fuck do I didn't ask. Investigating a new Digimon called Kyukimon. I need to get Codemon DDNA from Kyukimon. Then I'll know how to Codemon Digivolves into Kyukimon. So, it didn't offer to... They didn't offer to let me, like, recruit it. I forget. So the way that all of these work, if you didn't know, I think most of the people watching these videos probably know, but just in case. When you talk to a DDRI agent, they will give you a quest to go track down the ultimate for the Digimon partner that you can recruit. There are, I believe, 8 recruitable Digimon in the game. There's Agumon, Vmon, Guilmon, Kumon, Kotemon, Monmon, and then there's Patamon and Renamon. I believe those are the only ones you can recruit. Obviously, you start with 3 of them, so the max you can recruit is 5 extras. The way it works is that every single specific Digimon has a DRI agent that like you have to find, and they'll send you on a quest to go and like kill the ultimate form, and then you come back to them, and then they'll give you the partner at level 1. But the weird thing that I've never fully understood, and I will just be open and say I think is a bad game mechanic, is the DRI agent won't offer you the quest unless your partner Digimon are between a certain level. I think the most infamous one is Vmon. Vmon's DRI agent requires your total team's levels to be under 30, which is annoying because I think it's the last one to unlock. I think it appears in the Protocol Ruins after a certain story beat. I don't remember which one, but it's the last one you can unlock, I think. So the only way to get that is either to swap out all 3 of your partners for some new partners that you recruit. So it would have to be the 4th Digimon you recruit, or as long as one of your Digimon is still below 30, you can just put away the other 2 and then go see them singularly. And then I think that it's all over the place. I don't remember the requirements for everyone, but I think Kotemon might be the most expensive one. I think one of them is like they have to be between level 60 and 99 total levels. I don't remember exactly, but I just think it's a really stupid game design decision. And I've talked about a couple of the stupid game design decisions in this game, but like that one above all, I'm like, why would that? They don't even tell you. Like, they don't even tell you that that's what like you need to do. So I don't know if there's like one NPC hidden in the bug maze or some bullshit that just like tells you how it works, but it's fucking nonsense that like like you would never know that just playing the game on your own. So I don't know. It's just, I want to also be clear because I feel like people get very quick to jump and defend this game to me in my channel, which is rude to disagree with me on my own. No, I'm kidding. But people get very like offended when I say that this game is kind of made of like, you know, rubber bands and spaghetti. But I want to be clear, and I really, really want you to internalize this part specifically. This is my like 5th playthrough of this game just on my YouTube channel, let alone how much I played on my own. I like the game. You don't have to try to sell me on it. You don't have to tell me that like the shit doesn't stink. It's fine. You can just criticize the things you like. I love Kingdom Hearts. Boy, do I have some criticism of Kingdom Hearts. Like, I can like things and still not like parts of it. It's fine. I don't have to love every single part of it. And I think it's okay. Like, it's good to point out what works, what didn't work, what worked in the time, what doesn't work anymore. That's life. That's evolution. I don't know if you know a lot about evolution, but it's kind of a core theme of Digimon. I thought you'd embrace it. I thought as a Digimon fan you would embrace change, given that it's the most common thread between every single thing, every single piece of Digimon media is about change and growth and adaptation. Like, fuck off. Anyway, I do genuinely love these games, but I do want to say that Digimon World 3 in particular, even as much as I love it, has some baffling game design decisions. Like, even for the time, I'm like, why? For what reason? For what gain? And there it is. Okay, yeah, so it is just west, south, west, south, west, south. I remember I needed to like look at a map for this the first time I did this, and it's very funny to like go back now. It's like, actually, this is way easier than I thought it was. I have more stories, but we've got actual story content, so hold on. Okay. Newmon got us out of the underground cave, and we came here, but who are the people that attacked Byakko City? I mean, I don't know. He wouldn't tell me. I see. With this combo, I collect card data and analyze it. Your deck is... I'm sorry, you're not strong enough to gather data from. Excuse me? Is my charisma falling off? Oh my god. That's crazy. I think they normally have a pretty high charisma check. I haven't played the card game in a while, because nobody will play me. Leader should be in the back of the hall. Leader should be in the back of the hall, okay. By the way, I think someone said this to me in one of the comments, but it was like, you know, you can just change your equipment and then you can fight them that way. No. Yeah, I could, but like, I'm not gonna unequip my Digimon in these fucking menus that take forever to load just to fucking play a card game. No. Either they're ready for me the way I am now, or they're not ready for me. Plus, I can always just go to Vermont Island to get my my card fix. Train shift's pretty good still. Goggles, aim gets better. High security, shield that protects life. Life itself. Wild shield. Power gem. Okay. It's a 80 damage special rock move, known by any Digimon with a gem on them. So like Sableye, Espeon, Ampharos, some other rock Pokemon can learn it. It's fun. Bolt Power S. Way too expensive. Aura Plug, increase special effect. Still no heals. Can't help but notice. Do you happen to have a different salesman? Or is it only the armory? Please. Please. I'm begging you. I just need healing items. Not because, like, I keep getting in danger, but because it keeps taking me so fucking long. I need a way to, like, heal outside of battle. Or in battle. Who are you? Sorry, but leave me alone. I think that's in case you come here before you go to Byakko City. I'm kind of the mind of like, if you're gonna let players explore, just let them do the quest out of order too. Like, it feels weird that you could get all the way here and then you'd be like, leave me alone, and then you have to go all the way back to Byakko City and then have to come all the way back here again. But that's just me. Byakko leader, I have something to ask. You found me already. Fine, then I'll just have to fight you. What? Hey, wait a sec. What's the... Silence, I'm not gonna lose the AoA. Yeah, man, I look just like them. They're all dressed like fucking jackbooted like soldiers, and this is clearly a 10-year-old kid. You fucking idiot. Like, you stupid fucking asshole. Well, what? AoA? Don't play games with me. Come here, my Digimon. I can't believe this. Oh well. Alright, let's get this over with. This is like one of my least favorite tropes in like games, anime, anything like that. The misunderstanding into fight is just such lazy writing. Like, not just in Digimon World 3, in like anything. It's like one of my least favorite tropes. It's just so ugh. That and I think there's only one trope I hate more, and it's tsundere. I don't mean like pretending you don't like someone. Like, that's fine. You know, that shit happens. That's a real life experience. I think the people who like the like trope of like characters who like berate another character to be like, and just like constantly pick on them to be like, I actually like them. It's like, oh cool, did you never like mature past the 5th grade? That's crazy. It's just like, could you like maybe be an adult for a second? Like, is that too much to ask? I'm gonna weaken water. We're on my turf now. I wonder why it doesn't keep it like that. Like, I wonder why it goes back to showing the other background. Maybe it can't, like, handle a moving background. Ooh, that did a lot of damage, actually. I got really lucky I evaded the first time. Okay. I guess I can speed this up. Wow, I actually can't believe you lived that. So, I really just want Grismon hit 40. Be really nice. Griffinmon. It's a big chonker. Okay. My speed's doing overtime, or working overtime for me. How? How did you live that? It doesn't make any sense. I don't know if my field wore off or it just, like, disappeared. A Beedramon, the lobster. A Digimon who has existed for, like, at least, like, 20 years in Digimon, but has just, like, never really gotten any screen time. Okay, we eat these. Wow, I'm evading a lot. Normally a Beedramon is, you can fish for a Beedramon outside of Suzaku City. Level 40, learn Tech Dark Matter. Digivolve into Metal Mamemon. Okay. I'll take Metal Mamemon. I mean, it's a little boring because it's one of the first Digivolutions you get normally, but that's fine. I think the Metal Mamemon in vanilla leads to Metal Garurumon. Oh, I see. I'm sorry for mistaking you for the AoA. That's okay, but wait, does that mean the people in Byakko City are? Yes, they're the AoA. What? What? Oh my god, what? They just came and took over Byakko City. We were held in the basement prison. Numon came and rescued us. I see, but the AoA and Lucky Mouse. And what's happening to Digimon Online? I don't know either. If you want to find out more, then find that Numon. If you go to Dum Dum Factory, you'll find him. Okay. Wait a second, I haven't given you this yet. After all, you did beat me. That might come in handy later. Yeah, I got the Byakko badge. This lets Pokemon up to level 50 obey me, even though it's gotten trades. Also allows me to use Surf outside of battle. Thanks, Byakko leader. There'll be more AoA. Be careful. Sometimes I just say things with, like, the same cadence just to see if the people who are, like, have me on the second monitor, if they just, like, listen to it and they're like, wait a minute. What? I guess I'll just heal real quick at the inn. And then we'll go. I also feel like it's weird that they use this music for this area. Like, they use, like, the suspicious, like, there's crime afoot music here, when it's just, like, no one here is doing anything dangerous. And I think they still use this music even after you beat the area. Alright, so back to Death Stranding. I have been enjoying it. I want to finish it up, really do. A cool thing with Death Stranding is that you can find stuff left by other players, kind of just strewn about the world. And you see the names of those players. I don't really play a lot of multiplayer, and by not a lot of multiplayer, I don't play any multiplayer. So, like, I've kind of gotten past the point where I still see players with, where I see players, like, in-game, like, account names and stuff like that. I still get my feed of that, because I get it through YouTube, like, when people subscribe to me or comment in, like, a stream or comment on a video. I can see their names and go, like, that's a great name. But, like, I don't really get to share it in real time. Unless it's, like, a live stream. But, I did see a really good name. And I feel like I've built it up too much. Because it's not good enough for the amount of build-up I just gave it. But it's a good name. I just saw Sapphic Raccoon. Which I thought was funny. Still makes me laugh. But for the most part, I've just seen, like, people's names with, like, numbers after them. Like, you've got to be more creative than that. I made a very concerted effort, I would say, maybe, like, midway through high school. You know, I think for my generation, as an old man, when I was coming up through the world, when I was, you know, enjoying, or why am I making this so weird? You know what it is? I'm trying to, like, keep track of what I'm doing in game. I'm doing a bad job. But yeah, when I was growing up, the big thing was that, like, everyone was like, you know, destruction XX, like chaos, like, 420. It's like, I feel like that meme is still there because, like, all of us have been like, 14 once. But I think I saw enough people do that where I like kind of made a decision to myself that I was like, I want to make a new name that isn't, or I want to make a new name that doesn't have any X's, that doesn't have any numbers. I feel like if you can just get a name that is just like all words and you don't have to misspell any of them, then I feel like you're a little bit better than people who don't. That's just me personally. Now, when I said that, it was also like, the like 2010s, or like maybe 2010 itself. It was a different time. Like, I can't imagine like being part of like Gen Alpha and trying to make a screen name on like any website that's existed for like 10 to 20 years. They've all been taken, I assume. So like, I've eased up on that. If you have to use numbers in your name, that's fine. Like YouTube as well. YouTube's out like what, 20 years soon? That hurt to say. That hurt to say a lot. But like, it's so like, I get it. At a certain point, I'm like, if you need to use letters and numbers, or it's, go for it. Like, but at the time when the world was young, there wasn't that many. So like, you didn't like, if you saw like, bread eater like 72, you were like, were there really 71 other bread eaters? Like, did you need to like add that? It's like, no, I'm just like in my 50s and I like bread. It's just like usually what it would come down to. Yeah, that's how I came up with Wrath of Zalis, like, originally. Is that I'm by the way, I'm going backwards so I can get the digivolution for Agumon before we progress. But because I need to go to a Digilab. I forget, I think there's one that leads to Suzaku. It doesn't really matter. I think one of them leads to Suzaku. One of them leads to near Suzaku, and then one of them leads to, I think, Plug Cave. So we should be good. It doesn't matter which one we take, I don't think. But yeah, I just think as like a rule of thumb, I think you should try to make one without like extra letters or without numbers, like, because it shows your creativity. But that is a privileged statement. I can understand that. Now, I will say, one thing I've talked about this before, and one thing I'm I feel very strongly about. If you're on YouTube and you watch YouTube a lot, like, and if you've gotten to the point where you're watching my videos, surely you watch other YouTube as well. Like, I'm not the only person you watch. If I am, god damn, I must be pretty entertaining. Like, it's like, that's a good feather in my cap. But I just don't believe that. So let's just start there. But you should have a profile picture. Like, if your YouTube account, when you load it up or you leave a comment, it just has like like the letter D or like the letter N, or just like a random like white letter with like a red or a like turquoise background. You got to change it up. I don't care what you put there, but you got to change it up. Specifically, if you're like someone who wants to comment on videos a lot, this is a real thing. It's part of like Discord. It's part of like anything. If you have like a frequent commenter, at a certain point, you're just looking at the picture. Like you can look at the name, of course, too. Like, it's a combination of both. But like, if it's just like a generic like profile picture, I'm not gonna recognize it. Like, I just realized the water here is yellow. It's piss. Oh, what did they do? Oh, it's gross. It reminds me, I just saw an article that like before the 4th of July, there was like I think there were like 19 beaches that had to close because there was too much fecal matter in the water. And I'm like, yeah, that tracks. Anyway, more about Death Stranding. I was showing Death Stranding to my partner because, like, I've been playing it, and she's interested in what games I play and what they're about, and like I'll give her the rundown on whatever what the game is and how it works, stuff like that. I would say she watched me play for about 45 minutes. She heard me give a monologue about roads, where I was talking about how I was trying to build these roads to make the deliveries easier. And I was like going back and forth, like just like stalling the story because I wanted to build roads as much as I could. So that's what she got. And then I went into one of the bases and came back up in the elevator. And usually when you come back from a base, like after resting, you'll get like a small cutscene of like Mads Mikkelsen doing like a one-man show to like to a baby, effectively. Which, I mean, if that doesn't say on the game, I don't know what would. But it was, she saw the main character plug in the bridge baby. If you've heard of Death Stranding, then you probably know that it's also you're carrying around a baby in like a jar. I'm not going to explain why. You can figure that out for yourself. But she saw that and immediately got so overwhelmed where she was just like, we're like, when I see stuff like that, I go, what the fuck is that? And then someone will explain to me, and I'll either go, that sounds really stupid, or I'll be like, that sounds great, or I'm like, that sounds so stupid, it's great. She saw that and went, I'm out. And she walked away. But I was like, and I want to be clear, she's right for that. Like, I don't blame her at all. She definitely like has the correct idea. That's the correct response to seeing that. It's to go, I'm out. It's too much. Because like that's kind of how it was when I first played Death Stranding. Like I bounced off the game because I just like for the first 2 hours are so cutscene heavy, which is fine. I knew what I was getting into. I've played Metal Gear. But like it was just so much, and they were throwing so many terms and so much lore, and they just like dump it all on you right in the beginning. I'm like, this is so much. Like, come on, Kojima. You gotta space this shit out. And he didn't, because he's rude. But like, it's weird because it's really front loaded in the first 2 hours, and then the game really does go like a long stretches with like no cutscenes. Like you basically are just like playing the game. Like you'll get like small little bits of communication stuff, but like I know people talk about Kojima games and cutscenes, and again, they should. The man needs to be stopped, but like in the best way. But they're comparatively, they're fairly spread out in Death Stranding. Like there's moments, there's like story beats where you get a lot of cutscenes, but at that point you're like invested. But he does kind of just set you free for a while. South Cape, perfect, I guess. Does feel like a big detour for this, but that's fine. What else? Yeah, so she saw that and she just bounced off. And I was like, yeah, that's fair. I don't blame you at all. She went back to playing Pokemon Bellatra. But I just thought that was such a funny reaction because I'm just like, just completely, oh, Marimon, what have they done to your shoulders? Why do you have pauldrons? But yeah, that was my partner's take on Death Stranding. So I'm going to start to get into this. I'm not going to be able to get the whole story today. I'll probably cover it over a couple different parts because there's a lot. But I'll give you a hint because I don't know how much longer this video is going to go. I might just swap out Agumon's Digivolution and then we'll just call it there. But I went to Vermont over the weekend for the 4th of July. So for the second year in a row, I was invited to a wedding on the 4th of July. I would like to just say, just so that there's no confusion, if you're watching this and thinking of inviting me to your wedding, and it's on the 4th of July, and even maybe if it's not on the 4th of July, don't. Just don't invite me. I don't want to go. Don't make me feel bad by turning you down or finding an excuse to not go. Just don't invite me. I understand. You're like, Nick is great. I love his presence. I love him being there. Don't make me go to a wedding. It's that simple. You may be thinking, oh, but Nick, my wedding is going to be different. And I'm going to tell you right now, no, it won't. There's only one person whose wedding I've gone to that was like claimed to be different, that was different. And I just don't think the batting average is good enough for you to claim that so like confidently. It's just not. You'll understand why I prefaced it with this later, but for now, that's just think of that as a fun little sneak peek into some stories later. But so we were going to Vermont, and it was kind of, I want to make sure I get the pronunciation right on this. It was like I think it was bumfuck Vermont, like in the middle of nowhere. It's a good bit, but you didn't see it coming. No, so like we were out in the woods. For those who don't know, or for those who aren't familiar with the U.S. geography, Vermont is part of the Northeast, so along with like Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, New York, Connecticut, I guess technically Rhode Island, but you know, but it's part of New England, which is basically the whole like cluster of states in the Northeast, and then New York. New York is too big to be considered part of New England, but like between you and me, where Carlos can't hear me right now because he's a New Yorker, we would take New York if they wanted to. If New York wasn't so sniffing its own farts, it would be part of New England, but it's fine. I think it's okay. It is genuinely big enough where it's like, I don't think it needs to be part of New England, but like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing? Like, come on. You have all these states up here, and then you're like you're literally next to them. You border like 2 or 3 of them, and you're like, oh, but we're, you know, it feels a little bit like joining the Jedi Council, but not getting the rank of Master. That's all I'm saying. It seems like you're close enough, but you're not going. Don't worry about it. But I don't know where I'm going with this. But yeah. So it's in the Northeast. It's more rural than some of the other states. It's pretty much the only way to get there is by driving. So if you don't drive, there are some creative solutions you're gonna have to come up with to make it to Vermont. So I don't drive. My car was a shitbox and really like broke like several times during 2020, and the last straw, I've had that car I had broken down in 3 different 4-way intersections, and every single time I was the first car in the row. So like holding up traffic when it died. And that is enough anxiety to kill a small elephant, I feel like, in game. And I just didn't want, I'm so sick of this. I'm done. You know, it's 2020. I'm working from home. I don't need to deal with this shit. I'm 30 or 40 years old. I don't need to have my car break down in the middle of the fucking road. Let's try some training real quick. Let's see if I can carry a story going while I do this. But it was I don't drive anymore because I don't have a car. I don't have a problem with driving itself. I just don't like when my car breaks down. My partner commutes everywhere, so she doesn't drive. So neither of us have a car, and this place is largely somewhere you get to by driving. So we needed to find a creative solution, like I mentioned. I didn't save state before this. Oh, I have to do the annoying rewind. This sucks. I hate it here. So there were 2 options for us. We could either take the Amtrak. Again, for those who don't know, Amtrak is like a long-distance train company. We should have more of them because train travel really is just a lot better than a lot of it's like a really good form of public transit. But in America, we're ruled by cars, so we don't fund public transit like trains. So unfortunately, your options are a little limited. And because of that, we couldn't take the Amtrak to Vermont or we could have, but there was a big caveat, which is it would have to stop in New York first. And again, for some geography buffs there, Vermont so we live in Boston, Massachusetts, or the greater area. So we live in Massachusetts. Massachusetts is on the coast, so we're right next to the ocean. 2 states away is New York. In between them is, I think, Connecticut and Vermont. I hope I'm not getting this wrong at this point. What I'm trying to say is to get from Massachusetts to Vermont, you should just be able to go straight there. But for some reason, the train stops at New York first and then goes to Vermont. It doesn't just go straight from Boston to Vermont. I think that's dumb. My partner thinks it's dumb. Everyone we talk to thinks it's dumb as well. So because of that, it would have added several hours to our train trip if we had taken the Amtrak. So instead, we opted to take a plane. And I'm like, okay, plane travel's pretty tried and true. I think that's probably fine, right? Like, you know, a lot of people take planes, not a big deal. I get it. Well, where we were going in Vermont was not really that accessible by plane either, because of course it wasn't. It was in the middle of the fucking woods. So we didn't have the normal option of just taking like a normal plane into Vermont. We had to go to a small airport in Rutland, Vermont, which was I'm trying to focus on VMon at the same time I do this, and VMon is not cooperating. Can you stop losing on the first one? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Fuck. I hate you. So we had to take a small aircraft. So that this airport did not take normal airplanes. They only took small aircraft. So like private planes, private jets, and like smaller airplanes in general. So we had to take an airplane that fit 8 people. In my head, I didn't think that was that bad, because one time I think I took a connecting flight from like Dallas to Austin or something like that, or maybe like Houston to Austin, and I took a small aircraft. Looking back, I think the plane that I took then, instead of whatever a normal aircraft fits, I don't know, maybe like 100 people. I truly don't know how many seats are in a normal airplane. It feels like a lot. Let's just say it that way. So I don't really think about it that much. But I think the one I was riding, instead of fitting like 100, I think it probably fit like 30, which is still, you know, that's definitely less. I mean, for any math nerds out there, you can check the math. But, you know, in my head, I was like, I've taken a smaller airplane before. How bad could it be? I did not properly understand how much an 8-seater plane, or how much smaller an 8-seater plane would be. To put it in perspective, the plane didn't have a bathroom, first of all. Like, that should be the giveaway. Like, it was not big enough to have a bathroom. And the second thing was that I could reach out and, like, tap my pilot on the shoulder. And I was in the middle seat. There were still 2 other people in front of me. Like, so it was a very small plane. And then even to that point, our plane ride was so, like, I think we originally had the full 8 passengers, but we had 2 people had to stay behind, because between the people and the luggage, we were over the weight limit, because it weighs too much, the plane literally can't fly. For more details with the plane, it had fucking propellers. Okay? Like the beanies with the little propeller on its head, it had those, but like much larger. It didn't have... It wasn't an engine. It wasn't a turbine. It was just fucking propellers. And I was like, oh, man. You could feel everything. If the plane slightly turned, you felt it. If the plane slightly like went up or down, you felt it. It was also so fucking loud. The propellers were so loud. You couldn't hear shit. So all that to say, I actually didn't think it was that bad. I think it was worse than I was expecting. Like, I don't get motion sick, but there were a couple times where like I felt like a little bit weird. I think the biggest thing for me was the air quality. I found myself having to take like slow, deep breaths every once in a while, because I felt like I wasn't getting as much oxygen as I normally do, which makes sense because, you know, you're in an airplane. On a normal airplane, I think they filter the air out like a little bit more frequently. I don't know that they filtered the air in this airplane at all. So I think that part was a little bit uncomfy for me. But I don't think anything really affected me. I didn't get like motion sick. I didn't feel like I was about to like, you know, die. So that was fine. I was worried my partner was going to feel that way, because she gets motion sick in cars, but she was like, no, it's fine. I was like, really? I was like, wait, really? I think it affected me more than her, which is crazy. But the reason we took that plane was that the flight from Boston to Vermont was about an hour. But we were like literally right under to like in the clouds the entire time. Like, we were flying through the clouds, which is an interesting experience. Another thing that I wasn't expecting with the plane, you can't there's nothing like cover the windows. So like when we were flying through the clouds, you were just surrounded by white. It was I was gonna say it was like a rally in Charleston, which is fucked up. You can't say that. But it was yeah, it was an experience. And you could like, I could see the ground the entire time. Like, you know how in a normal airplane they like go above the clouds, so like at a certain point you can't see the ground anymore, and like the rest of the flight you just don't see the ground. That never happened. I could see the ground the entire flight. So it was an interesting experience. But like I said, yeah, they bumped 2 people off our flight because it was over capacity. I'm trying to think of what else. I think that's mostly everything about the way in. They did have to check. I usually carry, if I'm going on a longer trip, I'll carry a duffel bag, like to carry like a couple days worth of stuff, and then I'll carry my backpack to carry like, you know, like devices, anything like that. Like I don't want to like leave my person, basic things like that. So this is the first time I'd ever been on a plane, and they had to check my backpack because my backpack weighed 5 pounds, and that they were like, that's too much and it's too big to bring with you on the plane. I'm like, that's crazy. Like, so I did bring my Steam Deck. I promise you, I could not have used my Steam Deck on that flight if I tried, because there's no way. But it was but yeah, I did my favorite thing, which is every time I go on like a little mini vacation or I go somewhere for a couple days, I always bring my Steam Deck or I bring my Switch, and I tell myself that I'm like, here's the games I'm gonna play. For my Steam Deck, I downloaded like 10 games that I was like, oh, I can try these for like an hour or so and see if they'd be good for like YouTube. And then I do my favorite thing, which is I spend time like downloading games, making sure they're installed, making sure they're set up so I can like play them and do this and that. And then I just never open it. I never even open the case. Like, I just like never once play it. Either because I don't have any time, or because like I'm so worn out from like socializing or being like out and about that I just like don't. I just do nothing. I just like sit there on my phone and doom scroll instead. So that I did not break from tradition. I did the same thing where I loaded up all these games on my Steam Deck and then just didn't fucking play anything. The entire trip. Like I had a couple moments where I could have like a couple hours here and there, or like maybe like an hour or two at a time of like free time before we like had to do things. But it just never happened. So that's part of it. So I've detailed the first part of my trip. I'll tell you more about it in the coming parts. But it was, I met some interesting people. I'll tell you some more experiences in the next part. But let me get this cutscene first. Hey, Newmon. It's new. There's something I want to ask you. So there's nothing to tell you. All right. Hey, wait. And on that note, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next part for more stories. I'll let you a couple of cliffhangers here, but I think there's some juicy stuff, and you're going to want to hear it. So thank you. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to comment. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.